So when I'm adding colour, I'm going to think about using those techniques that we've used all along. So pressing on really nice and hard to get that vibrant pop art style colour. And I might add in, using my coloured pencils, some different patterns. So I think in this section here, I'd quite like some Ben-Day dots. So that I'm kind of bringing that style of things into it. I'm also going to think really carefully about what colours are going next to each other. So I'm mainly, I think, going to stick with the primary colours, but I'm going to bring in a contrasting colour. So possibly, well, I'm going to use a darker blue as well, but I'm possibly going to bring in a green or a purple, just to kind of make things stand out massively. But I think I'm going to stick predominantly with these colours, and I might bring in that ombre effect that we've practiced and talked about in lessons as well and used on our guitar. I started off with the yellow in the pop art. I wanted that to really stand out, so I thought giving it that yellow colour would be a good idea. I then used my dark blue to do some dots because it's quite a dark blue. I thought it was quite a nice contrast with that bright yellow. Then I did an ombre behind that kind of splatter, so I wanted it to look almost like there was a shadow behind it. So I did a dark colour in the centre, sorry about my hair, and then a light colour on the outside, so that yellow, and I blended it in the same way that we used on the colour wheel when we did the colour wheel. Then because I'd got the yellow on the outside of the cloud, I decided that I would use purple because it is a contrasting colour. So look back at your colour wheel when you're choosing your colours and it'll help you, because I think that makes it really stand out. I liked the ombre effect that I'd done in the cloud, so I decided to do another bit of ombre effect in the rays that come out of the cloud, using 2 different shades of blue. And I was really happy with the effect that I got. Now I'm at this stage where I'm really happy with it actually. I've got all my colours and I'm really pleased. I've left this section, so I've got all of these strips going out here, but I've left this section blank because this is actually, it's quite a nice big section, so this is where I'm going to put my writing, which means that I need my colour to be much lighter, so not pressing on anywhere near as hard as I have done on these sections. Sorry, I just spotted a couple of bits that needed a little bit more work. But I wanted to talk you through how I've ombre'd these colours, just in case you're not quite sure what to do. So I've got my I tend to start with my lighter colour, and I sort of run up to where I want the ombre to start. So I'm doing it really lightly here because I actually want to blend this blue out into this space so that I can put my writing. Okay, so I'm building up the layers really carefully. I've left a little bit of space here, so I'm going to fill that in with my navy. And I have to do it quite slowly, so obviously this now is real time, so you can see that I am much slower than when I have speeded it up. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm using quite a light pressure, and I'm going to put a little bit more at the sides than I do in the middle, and then I build up my pressure just towards the top, so I'm pressing on a little bit harder there. But I like to do it in layers because then I can kind of see what I've got. All right, so that's my blend. Then I'm going to go back over with the lighter colour, and I'm pressing significantly harder this time so that I can blend those colours together. Your pencil crayon will kind of naturally do it. So blend those colours together, and then I'm going to come a bit further down, releasing my pressure. So I'm barely pressing on at all now. I'm just kind of doing it, and you can see that I'm building up a bit of colour but without going too far. And I'm coming down here, and I want it to be really light hardly any colour at all, because then I can write over the top of there. So that is my title finished. And this is how it looks as the whole page.